to go here.
For live.
Motion.
Well, as soon as my clock says. Man, it's like I see what I'm doing.
Yes, that'd be beneficial.
Actually.
Not really.
We don't.
Skip over stuff.
Exactly. Super open.
Yeah, you gotta turn Lakeland. Right? Yeah. Man, get up there. They're actually coming down in prices.
Where was one? There's some that are really busy.
All right, here we go. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Thursday, April 17th, Boone County Board meeting at 6:30 PM. We'll rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for an invocation from Ms. Patterson. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, we seek your guidance this evening. Grant us the wisdom to take the best path forward. Fill our hearts with peace and clarity as we weigh options and help us make decisions that bring unity and understanding where we may learn from one another. We pray over our first responders and our military to stay safe and healthy so that they may best protect and assist our community and country. We ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Roll call, please.
Carl Johnson,
Here.
Josh Shoemaker,
Here.
Brian Schneider,
Here.
David Wiltsey.
Here.
Ryan Curry,
Here.
Alyssa Patterson. Here. Tom Walberg,
Here.
Ronnie Riley,
Here.
Dana Logston,
Here.
Marion Thornberry.
Here.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Come
Motion by Mr. Wiltsey, seconded by Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
on.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, I'd ask for a motion to approve the February 20th, 2025 County Board meeting minutes. By Mr. Curry, seconded by Mr. Shoemaker. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That motion carries. Next up, we have one appointment, Mr. Bob Wahlberg to the Community Building. I'd ask for a motion to approve that appointment. Motion by Mr. Wiltsey, seconded by Ms. Patterson. Any discussion? Mr. Thornberry.
I don't see Richard Nelson's name on here, and I know he put in his application in January. And he's also served on the board before.
Any further discussion? Mr. Loxton.
I'd like to second that. I'd also like to say that it just sounded like both candidates are qualified. Richard got his in first, so I'll be voting no on this.
Mr. Riley, do you have something?
I did, yeah. I just, as I'm looking over these two, I have to echo what the other two gentlemen said, that Mr. Nelson did put his application in back in January. And again, both are certainly qualified. The only thing that caught my eye in the application was under Mr. Wahlberg's talks about, back when the community building was first funded, $1,000 in seed money. And I just wanted to make sure we weren't looking at that as something that we show preference to. I don't want anybody here on the board to drinking from a garden hose. So be sure to think about that as you either vote to approve or not approve this, but I will be voting no. So thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion carries.
You do a roll call,
I can do a roll call if you'd like.
please.
Roll call on the last motion, please.
Sure. Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Ryan Schneider,
Yes.
David Wiltsey,
Aye.
Ryan Curry.
Aye.
Alyssa Patterson,
Yes.
Tom Walberg,
Aye.
Rodney Riley,
No.
Dana Logston.
He said no.
No, okay. Thank you for clarifying. Marion Thornberry,
No.
Carl Johnson.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carries. Next up, we have a resolution. I'd ask for a motion to approve resolution 25-13.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Curry, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Riley. I'll read this motion into the record. It's a resolution proclaiming April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month in Boone County, Illinois. Whereas throughout the month of April, the Family Violence Coordinating Council and other prevention groups will be hosting several events to bring awareness to the issue of child abuse. And whereas over 100,000 victims of child abuse are reported each year in the state of Illinois. And whereas every child is entitled to be loved, cared for, nurtured, feel secure, be free from verbal, sexual, emotional, and physical abuse and neglect. And whereas the County of Boone has dedicated individuals and organizations who work daily to counter the problem of child abuse and neglect and to help parents find the assistance they need. And whereas our communities are stronger when all citizens become aware of child abuse and neglect prevention and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe and nurturing environment. And whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among families, social service agencies, schools, religious and civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of the County of Boone does hereby proclaim the month of April 2025 to be Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. Ratified in Boone County, Illinois, and encourage all citizens to rally support for child abuse victims and volunteer with organizations pleading to end this crime that plagues our society. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Was it?
Yes.
I don't know. This is the only one I have.
You can give her the blank one and then we'll have you send.
Okay, I can absolutely do that. We can do that. We'll do that now. I can
Yeah.
present it right now. Yep. Mackenzie, I guess I need to present this to you. They didn't give me all the details. I'm sorry. Here you are. That's for you. All over social media.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Next up, public comment. I have one for public comment. If there's anybody else that would like to offer any public comment, I'd ask that you please grab one of the white sheets, fill it out, and bring it up here. I have one from Steve Hindy. As a reminder, please state your name and address for the record. Mr. Hindy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Steve Hindy, 43W799 Oak Leaf Drive, Elburn. I delivered drive today with video files to the sheriff's office. Sheriff Yunk has appointed an investigator into what went on Saturday. I want to acknowledge that and thank him for that. We need that. That video footage will show that the bibs that are required for both people who are contestants and working on with animals in the back was violated many times on Saturday. That I'm told that they're not supposed to park 50 feet away from the fences. That didn't happen. More important to us, animals were again overworked. One in particular here that I counted so far. It was run 15 times. There was a total of 47 steers that we counted, and they were run more than 400 times. So that works out to about 8.5 or 9 times per steer, and yet this one was run 15 times because there's no rhyme or reason to the way this is done. So some animals endure even more than others. There was a screwdriver or an ice pick. It's hard to tell what it was, but that was being employed in moving these animals on occasion. Injured steers were reused. The first steer that came out of the chute was injured and was reused over and over in the course of the day. In fact, he was the second to the last steer used that day, hours long. And every time he would come off shaking his head because he's got a head injury, probably a broken horn, and he hurts. American Rodeo's run an animal maybe twice in extenuating circumstances, not 15. There was a concert after the animal show, as there always is, violating your ordinance. Horses were on occasion slapped in the face, spurred, hard reined, whipped. There was open alcohol, bottles and cans being brought to cars. And in one case, a boy who couldn't be more than 14, maybe, with a can of Modelo, drinking from it. There was a veterinarian there. That's good. That the veterinarian spent most of her time in the car, not with the animals, so she doesn't see those injured steers coming off. That's bad. But what happened on Saturday, which is now being investigated, I think properly, I hope properly, has happened 7 prior times at that particular location. And I was here after every one of them about it. Please, when is it going to change? Because we're going to be here for the duration. Let's get past this, folks. Mr. Curry, I thank you for your call on Saturday night. I think that must have been a hard call for you to make. And so I really appreciate that you did it. Let's take this somewhere. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hindy. Is there anybody else for public comment? None? We have some fund transfers. I'd ask for a motion to approve the general consent items.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Wiltsey, seconded by Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Reports from agencies, Council on Aging.
So I only have 2 more times to talk about this, tonight and next month. That the biggest fundraiser for the Council on Aging is the golf outing that we have on May 16th. We are still looking for sponsorships. We are still looking for golfers. This is an agency or an entity in Boone County that does amazing work. And because of the way that things are set up, they need every little bit of help that they can possibly get. So if anybody listening or anybody here would like to get a foursome together or do any kind of a donation or sponsorship, please let me know, or you can contact the Boone County Council on Aging directly, and they will get you set up with the correct paperwork and information that you need. The help is needed and appreciated.
Just out of curiosity, how much is a foursome?
It's a sponsorship is $750.
$750 for sponsorship, and
Then
that
you.
includes a foursome.
Yep,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
Individual golfers pay.
Hold on. Ooh, I didn't expect the questions. Hold on. Give me a second. I have the flyer on here. Give me 1 minute. Is hold on. No, I just have the letter. Can I tell you after? Sorry. Or can I interrupt?
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Book dimensions. Yeah, Ms. Fettis is here.
In person.
You're up there, wait a minute.
I know. Am I on, right? Okay. Just want to make sure. Thanks. I'm just going to highlight a few things. And I apologize for the small print, but that means that we're getting more and more information on these little pages, right? But I wanted to share highlights of a few things. We actually had a potential supplier for just Belvedere Assembly Plant that was here a couple of weeks ago. And they were asked to look into properties in Belvedere and Boone County. As they're also using this data because they are submitting some numbers back to Stellantis, like I said, is a tier one supplier. They looked at approximately about 6 sites. We toured the Rock Valley College Advanced Technology Center. They indicated that it was amazing. They just love that center. They said they'll definitely use it. They highlighted some of the unique things they found in our community they haven't seen in other communities. They have locations in and out of the US, and they have kind of it's a business that's wasn't me, family owned and a non-union employees, but they indicated that they will use local labor here with their footprint. They also indicated, there's a lot of things in talking about the tariffs and how this is affecting businesses. And just this company who provides one product onto a car, they said it basically goes from multiple countries outside, from the raw materials to the time it's put on the car, goes through multiple countries before it comes into the US, leaves the US, comes back into the US. So they're taxed about 6 to 8 times on this piece. So their piece can go up from, about $3,000 at minimum because of all this taxes. So we are trying to identify how this is affecting businesses in our community, and whether or not this will affect labor. We might see a higher investment in automation, maybe a reduction in force in some areas. We may see, more negotiations with other countries so they could bypass and negotiate with other companies that have lower tax rates. So we're evaluating this because it's not only affecting our manufacturing, but it's also affecting our education, our healthcare, our, all organizations across the board. So we kind of want to get that, and then we'll share the data once we have it. So we are working on a survey to share and distribute with, organizations, business, and educators in our area. We've also been working with a food manufacturing commercial kitchen prospect that's seeking about 5 to 10 acres of developable land for commercial and industrial use. It's really interesting concept, but that could be potentially 120 jobs, $15 million capital investment. We've also had some discussions with Microsoft in Boone County. They have paused a lot of projects in the US, but right now it's not paused in Cherry Valley. So that's good news until we hear otherwise. It's good news. On that line, we had talked to a company called Area Development. They actually put out a magazine and recognize, they do shovel awards every year. So their 20th annual shovel awards, identifying state and local economic development efforts through 2024. And Illinois, as well as many other states, had submitted projects. And Illinois will be awarded a silver shovel in the $12+ million population category. And Microsoft was identified as one of those projects. In fact, Microsoft will be acknowledged as the area development project of the year as well. So just wanted to say that. That's it. As you know, maybe last year, Walmart was identified as one of those projects. So it's nice to see a couple of those things happening in a community such as Boone. We've also been working with a number of restaurants in Capron, as well as Belvedere Bay Center, one on Buchanan Street in Belvedere. And then the steam plant is also looking to make improvements. So there's been a lot of restaurant activity. Hard Decks is a company that's been running from their home. They've secured a location. They're looking to build a building North State Street. And then we're continuing to work with other projects on their infrastructure needs, mostly in the industrial area. So just wanted to highlight a few. We've had a lot of activity, and we're continuing to look into other grants and connecting business with some grants. There's a new one out called with IMEC and DCEO, focusing on Made in Illinois. It's for small and mid-sized manufacturers. And so we're trying to reach out to businesses to apply for that. And it's a $50,000 match. And it's a short window from the 15th to the 30th. So, and then there will be soon a capital infrastructure grant for nonprofits, not-for-profits that's going to be coming out. And so we will hopefully have a lot of organizations within our community be able to apply for that. Some of the other things, let me see. I just wanted to kind of just share any, I'm be available for any questions. I don't want to kind of go through all the details, but.
Questions for growth mentions? Mr. Loxton.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, thank you for explaining. Well, first of all, thank you for the update. Especially like to see restaurants coming here because I like to eat. Also, I'd like to thank you for explaining the kind of like the nuances of how tariffs work and, you know, what happens when the tariffs are. Excuse me. And I'd also like to thank you for making the great case to make shit here in America.
Any other questions for growth mentions? Thanks, Pam. Have a great evening.
Thank you. I hope you do too. Have a wonderful holiday. Thank you.
CASA, we have a special guest, Mackenzie Forrest.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Forrest. I am the educational coordinator here with CASA. My role at CASA includes managing all of our new and existing advocates, volunteers that we have, as well as overseeing all of the educational aspects that our advocates have. That includes in-service trainings, continuing education, articles, movies, similar trainings, and then the big initial training that we have, which is 30 hours. And I firstly wanted to say thank you to the board for allowing me to speak today. For those of you that don't know, CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And what CASA does is we train volunteers to advocate for children who have experienced abuse and neglect in our community. We are currently serving 70 kids here in Boone County. And we've recently had an increase of about 13 children in over the span of 1 month. Last year, we served 86 children over the course of that year, and there were 28 advocates. The year before that, in 2023, we had 98 kiddos and 28 volunteer advocates. And today, we have 27 amazing advocates to serve those 70 children that we have. We do serve 100% of the children in Boone County that go through the abuse and neglect court in Boone County. If you're interested in learning more about being an advocate or want more information, I would be happy to have a conversation with any of you. Or feel free to reach out to me at the CASA office or stop me after this, and I would be happy to talk with you or answer any questions. So our funding comes from Boone County government, donations, fundraisers, and then some grants that we also get. Our next fundraiser coming up in a few weeks. It is held on April 27th from 9 a.m. to 5-ish. It is a kickball tournament. It's called Kick It for Casa. There will be, of course, the kickball tournament, which will hold about 10 teams, and then there will be concessions as well, of course. We'd love to have you come out and cheer on teams or get to your team together yourself. The cost of that is $350 per team, 8 to 10. And there have to be 4 females per team. As you know, April is Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month. Over the course of this month, we have done and will continue to do many different events and appearances on behalf of CASA. We have pinwheels painted on banks here in the community representing the 70 kids that we are serving today. We also, as I'm sure you've seen, have pinwheels up in front of the courthouse, and we recently participated in an event called Hands Around the Park. We have given talks to a parenting class at North Boone High School, as well as a group through Emmanuel Lutheran Church. Our goal is to continue to get the CASA name out into the community. It's what we do every day with people. Thank you again for taking the time to listen, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions for CASA? I don't see any. Thank you very much for all you do. Next up, we have Region 1. I don't believe we've had a meeting since our last board meeting, so I think we've got one coming next month. Excuse me. New business. Excuse me. I'd ask for a motion to approve Resolution 25-15, sale of surplus property 03-27-377-030.
Moved.
Motion by Mr. Curry, seconded by Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Brian Schneider.
Yes.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Ryan Curry.
Yes.
Alyssa Patterson.
Yes.
Tom Walberg.
Yes.
Ronnie Riley.
Yes.
Dana Logston.
Yes.
Marion Thornberry.
Yes.
Carl Johnson.
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, I'd ask for a motion to approve Resolution 25-16, sale of surplus property 05-26-153-021, 05-26-153-022, 06-18-251-015. Motion by Mr. Riley, seconded by Mr. Thornberry. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Ryan Curry.
Yes.
Alyssa Patterson.
Yes.
Tom Walberg.
Aye.
Ronnie Riley.
Aye.
Dana Logston.
Aye.
Marion Thornberry.
Yes.
Carl Johnson.
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker.
Yes.
Brian Schneider.
Yes. Motion carries. Next, we have pursuant to Boone County Code Section 2-63, a motion to reconsider to approve ordinance 25-06 text amendment TA-03-2025 vacation rental A1.
So moved.
That's a motion by Mr. Schneider, seconded by Mr. Curry. Mr. Schneider was a affirmative voter on the, I guess, prevailing side.
He has
So,
ready to go.
so that is the motion right there. It's already there. So we're good to go. Okay, we're on that. Is there any discussion on this motion to reconsider? To let board members know, this motion to reconsider is strictly to reconsider the previous decision on that motion that was made last month. All this motion will do is either say, yes, we're willing to reconsider it. If yes, then it will go to next month. The May meeting will be voted on again at that May meeting. If no, then it's dead. Does that make sense? There's not any discussion other than just, do you want to reconsider it or not? Any discussion? Seeing none, let's do a roll call on this, please. So a yes would reconsider the motion and move it to May. Okay,
Ready?
yes.
Alyssa Patterson,
Yes.
Tom Walberg,
Aye.
Rodney Riley,
No.
Dana Logston,
No.
Marion Thornberry,
No.
Carl Johnson,
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Brian Schneider,
Yes.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Brian Curry.
Yes.
That motion carries. We will discuss that throughout next month and re-vote on it in May. Thank you very much. Mr. Curry, your meeting, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 10.1, I make a motion to approve Illinois Coroners and Medical Examiners Mutual Aid Agreement.
Motion by Mr. Courier. Mr. Curry, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Thornberry. Any discussion?
I would do a voice or a
Roll call. Roll call, please.
roll pounder. Repondering.
No, I'll just make a voice vote.
Well.
And that was 10.1.
10.1, yes.
Confirmed. Thank you very much for confirming that. Tom Walberg,
Aye.
Rodney Riley,
Aye.
Dana Logston.
Aye.
Marion Thornberry,
Yes.
Carl Johnson,
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Brian Schneider,
Yes.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Brian Curry,
Yes.
Alyssa Patterson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Curry, anything else?
I do not, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wahlberg, finance.
Thank you, Chairman. 11.1, I move to approve the claims in the amount of $763,287.80 with the understanding that Carl Johnson abstains from voting on all claims presented by William Charles, Northern Illinois Service Company, Core Maine, all claims submitted by the Boone County Highway Department, and all claims submitted by any county department regarding sewage, stormwater, construction, and excavation. Do I have a second?
Motion by Mr. Wahlberg. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Rodney Riley,
Aye.
Dana Logston.
Aye.
Marion Thornberry,
Yes.
Carl Johnson,
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Brian Schneider,
Yes.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Brian Curry,
Aye.
Alyssa Patterson,
Yes.
Tom Walberg.
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Wahlberg.
11.2, motion to approve the amendment to IGA with Winnebago County regarding detention of minors at the Winnebago County Detention Center.
Motion by Mr. Wahlberg. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Riley. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Dana Logston.
Aye.
Marion Thornberry,
Yes.
Carl Johnson,
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Brian Schneider,
Aye.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Brian Curry,
Yes.
Alyssa Patterson,
Yes.
Tom Walberg,
Aye.
Rodney Riley,
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Wahlberg.
11.3, I move to approve the amendment to the Boone County purchasing policy to include a new section regarding change orders.
Motion by Mr. Wahlberg. Is there a second?
Second.
By Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Wahlberg.
11.4, I move to approve the proposal from Freeport Industrial Roofing Incorporated in the amount of $358,900 for the jail roof replacement.
Motion by Mr. Wahlberg, seconded by Mr. Schneider. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Marion Thornberry,
Yes.
Carl Johnson,
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Brian Schneider,
Yes.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Ryan Curry,
Yes.
Alyssa Patterson,
Yes.
Tom Wahlberg,
Aye.
Ronnie Riley,
Aye.
Dana Logston,
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Wahlberg.
11.5, I move to approve the 2025 professional service work agreement with Brownfield Environmental for consulting services for landfill number 2.
Motion by Mr. Wahlberg. Is there a second by Mr. Curry? Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Carl Johnson,
Aye.
Josh Shoemaker,
Yes.
Brian Schneider,
Aye.
David Wiltsey.
Aye.
Ryan Curry,
Yes.
Alyssa Patterson,
Yes.
Tom Wahlberg,
Aye.
Ronnie Riley,
Aye.
Dana Logston,
Aye.
Marion Thornberry,
Yes.
Motion carries. Mr. Wahlberg, anything further?
Nothing further, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. On to special committee reports, community building.
Yeah, so it was a real quiet one last time. It's just kind of like general standard stuff. The most important thing about the community building in the next couple of months is all the fun stuff that they got going on. And this one I really have to hit hard. And this is the Pirates Belvedere Park District Special Recreation, also known as NASR. That is on May 1st. They're having their victory parade where they start their parade at 5:30 p.m. where the pacemaker used to be. And they go north on Pearl Street until they end up at the community building for their annual athlete banquet. And that is at 5:50. That is super special. I've been there a couple of times and that's just your heart right there. Bang right there. The Belvedere Park District, the police, county sheriffs, fire, they all escort all the students down. And it's so great. And if that wasn't enough happening on May 1st, the community building also has a prayer breakfast on May 1st in the morning. And also in May is a Build a Bike event, and that is on the 14th. And you can visit the website if you want to find out a little bit more of that, or just drive past the big board because it's usually on there when the stuff's coming up.
Is her right to
Sorry.
That's it.
It's all right. I hope you get where you need to go.
All right. Any questions for community building? All right, thank you, sir. UCCI, Becky, anything that from UCCI at all?
I do not.
Okay. Community Action Agency, we don't have anything. 911, I still need to get somebody else to fill that spot. If you're interested in 911 board, please let me know. Mr. Riley had to step down from that due to promotion at work. Land Bank. Ms. Gieske, I believe, is on the line. Welcome, Sherry.
I am. Thank you very much. I think I submitted a report for all of you, including pictures of our most recent disposition properties. So I'm up for any questions if you might have them.
Questions for Land Bank? Mr. Curry?
I just wanted to make a statement. I forget who told me that basically this what you've created and you're representing Boone County is what they're going to use everywhere and how awesome it was. And I really wish I could remember who it was because it wasn't anybody that I normally speak to. It was kind of at a lunch. All they were doing is singing praise. So keep up the great work. It's a pretty awesome organization that you guys have created, and obviously it's working. So thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that. And if I take a little quick trip down memory lane, I remember the first property, if you look at some of these, like one of these was sold for like $100,000 or something. I remember the first property that we sold was sold for $3,200. And so we've come a long way. And I don't know if I have talked about it much, but we now cover the entire northern boundary of Illinois that matches up with Wisconsin from Lake Michigan all the way over. We have one county we don't have, and forgive me, I can't remember which one. I can't remember which one it is. But again, we are now the largest land bank. So thank you. I appreciate that. It is breathtaking how well these folks work together. I mean, it's just really, and again, I'm going to say to you folks, if you even have an inkling of a piece of property anywhere in Boone County, it doesn't matter. Let myself know, or Eric Setter, or John Wolf, who represents Belvedere, and we turn it over to Eric Setter and his team, and they'll decide what we can do with it. So thank you very much for the comment, Ryan. I appreciate it.
Mr. Riley?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sherry, can you give us any updates on how been out of the loop for a little bit? What's the status on the, the auctions, the land bank auctions that were through Region 1? How's that going? Or have you got any updates for us on that?
I do not have any updates. I apologize. That has not been a discussion topic lately. The one thing that I do, and I will reiterate, is the opportunities for people from across the country to bid on these properties. So the minute I have another update, I'll make sure you folks know about it.
All right. Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Anything further for land bank? I see nothing. Sherry, thank you very much for your time and your dedication on this board, and have a happy Easter.
Thank you. Same to all of you.
Any other committees? Scheduling of committees. Mr. Curry.
May 1st in this room at 6 p.m.
Mr. Wahlberg.
May 8th in this room at 6 p.m.
The county board meeting will be May 15th, 6:30 p.m. in this room. Do we need executive session for anything? Mr. Riley?
Okay. I wasn't sure if we were going to go into executive session, but and if we're not, that's fine, because I think this has been disposed of. But I want to just ask real quick, because I know we usually are updated on lawsuits with the county. The one from the up in Poplar Grove, can we give us any rundown on all that, or are we? From what I understand from the issue's closed, but is there any issue that we need to worry about with the county? Anybody going to take a chance to come back and sue us for anything at this point?
That I'm aware of, it's our position that the county did nothing wrong.
Right.
In the proceeding, we admitted no wrongdoing, and the judge ordered over our objection for the county to redo ballots. And we have not heard anything since that point. So.
Okay. Not at our cost, though, right?
Not at our cost, no.
Good. Okay.
And
Thank you.
I think it's important to say the court didn't find that we did anything wrong either.
Good. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mr. Thornberry?
Yeah, I was on the internet last night, and Poplar Grove has put a resolution out there to correct the situation as far as they're concerned.
Okay. All right. Anything further from anyone? In that case, Becky, any other correspondence?
I included just the capital report.
Okay. Nothing else from you? Then I guess, Mr. Wiltsey, I'm just looking for one motion.
To adjourn.
Can I do
Wait a minute. Oh,
one thing?
okay.
I need my update. I need my update. So, Mr. Wiltsey, I emailed you a copy of the brochure, but to answer your question, a solo golfer is $125.
125.
125.
Thank you.
But you've got the whole shebang. Thank you.
Motion adjourned, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Mr. Wiltsey to adjourn, and seconded by Mr. Curry. Favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned at 7:13 p.m. Thank you very much. Have a happy Easter, everyone.
Yes.
Blessed Easter to go well.
See you tomorrow.